Hi guys, and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to do my first impressions on Star Wars Battlefront. Now here we have a Battlefront gameplay here, and yeah, this just recently came out. For people who pre-ordered the game, they got a week earlier, but anyway. So, my first impressions that the presentation of this game is really good. This is probably the best looking Star Wars game you're ever gonna see for a long time, unless that Star Wars 1330 or something like that actually comes out good. But Star Wars Battlefront looks and sounds just brilliant. The grenades sound really good. The guns sound really good. And the overall levels, like the overall maps, especially like Endor when it shows its true like the forest, and especially the missions which we'll get onto later, really look really good, and it's amazing how this game can actually look like. But now we come to the actual gameplay itself. The gameplay is very different, and the people who have actually made this game actually are from DICE, the ones who make the Battlefield series. Now this game I think completely feels different to Battlefield. I don't know why, it just feels a bit more, I guess, arcadey. I don't know why, it just feels that, or maybe it's just like the animations, I don't know. Mainly probably because it's the gun and the reload time, it just feels better, different. And the level design, the fact it's just Star Wars, it just feels different. And the fact that, yeah, it's just a completely different game than the actual Battlefield series itself, I think personally. It's completely different, and that's a good thing. It's not bad, because we wanted something different. We didn't want it to be the same as Battlefield, always to be boring. So that's a good thing. The gameplay is incredibly smooth, and obviously it's 900, I think it's 900p on PS4, 720p on Xbox One, but who cares about the resolution? But the gameplay itself is really intense. Yeah, it's just basically intense, and you have, especially when the music drops in, and you're in a tense moment, or you're like it, especially normally like the intense ones that come from Supremacy or Walk, or some of the big ones where it's 20 versus 20. Squadron mode is actually it's really quite good as well, where you have to you can only fly vehicles, and that was a crazy explosion where the person just literally just crashed into the floor. But anyway, basically, yeah, it's really intense, and some of the moments, like you just left jaw dropping, and it's really quite stunning, and it gets you really pumped up, and yeah, it's really quite intense. But the things I gotta say though, the missions at survival mode are probably one of the underrated kind of modes in Star Wars Battlefront. Survival mode is basically where you survive 12 waves, I think, of increasingly difficult enemies that are facing you, and you have to try to survive. And it's really really good, and there's a different kind of people in every different round. Maybe one round you have 180, and then maybe some you can there might be a person with a shield. It's all really different and I really like it, and it's really quite entertaining and really intense, especially when you have a friend with you. That will make it really fun. And yeah, this is what this game's all about, pretty much all fun. It is trying to make it just fun. I mean, it's Star Wars, come on, it's gotta be fun. And the missions as well, especially the one, even though it might look as one of the weakest areas of Star Wars Battle, however, I really quite like the mission where you have to, it's basically a forest in the Endor planet, or the Endor, and you basically have to chase all these people with these like bike kind of thingies, like motorbike, but it's like levitating because it's Star Wars. You just know it's Star Wars, you know. And you have to have it's a really intense chase because you have to like adapt to the environment and the terrain, and it's really quite fun. I really like it, and I wish there was just more missions of that, more like fun, and maybe you could do challenges like with your friends so you can get the most like fastest time and everything. I wish they put more more detail into that, and it would be really fun, the missions to take part in, because the other missions are just more like just worthless, and they don't feel. I feel they've just been there for the sake of it, and it's not really put into any detail with. However, it's a nice little something extra if you're bored of the multiplayer or survival, so it's nice to go on there and just go on basically. But the things I felt that were overpowered, there was which I would quite like to change. I think they have patched it up, but at the start of the game, there used to be like an impact grenade and another grenade, and what people used to do, because of the grenades, people used to have two grenades and used to spam the grenades, and the impact grenade would be so vital because anything you would touch, it would just blow up, and normally people would actually kill themselves, but yeah, it was just a load of spamming of the grenades, and it was really kind of ruined because everyone was just throwing grenades, and it was just more like an explosion games. But I think they patched it up. However, I still feel it might be a bit overpowered. Maybe limiting to one grenade would actually be a good idea, or just something, or just to dim it down a bit, which I think they have for the impact grenade, because what impact grenades used to do is, like, whenever you even touch the slightest of an object, it would blow up and only kill yourself, but it would also be really effective against the enemies. So I think they dimmed down that. Also, the guns, except from one particular gun which I've completely forgot the name of. I don't know how I've actually forgotten it, but there used to be, oh yeah, this gun as well. You can literally just get this gun. It's literally overpowered, and you can aim at someone, and then it's basically instant kill if the player doesn't move, and it's really quite overpowering. But the homing shot, yeah. And the other thing is that you used to have a really big gun, and it would just spray, and it's like an MLG, like kind of heavy weapon type, and it would just be the most overpowered gun. And the fact that no other gun really feels that different. It's just that one gun that feels really overpowered, and it's a really missed opportunity, because all the other guns just seem the same, except from like the homing shot, and that's a bit different. But apart from it, they all look like pistols or just normal automatic guns. I'd hope like they would put some more, like maybe some more variety of the guns, even though they might be necessarily not like, but you know what I mean. That would be like more variety. But apart from that, also there's a lot of debate where if Star Wars can keep us like updated or basically like without getting bored, because there's only like 5 maps you can play on Walker Assault, and it really gets boring after quite a while because you're playing the same map. Say if you play the 5 maps multiple times, it really gets quite boring. And even though you can play team deathmatch and maybe there'll be a different, more variety of maps, I would love it to see if there was more different variety of maps on Supremacy and Walker Assault, because it might get bored at like in a couple of months. It's good though that they're trying to get new maps, like the new map Battle of Jakku. But I would really like some more maps for free. Getting them for free would be awesome. So yeah, but my first impression, these are my first impressions, guys. Hope you enjoyed. So this game is probably the best looking and probably the best sound you hear from a Star Wars Battlefront, from a Star Wars game ever. And with really good survival mode, and it's really intense battles. But I'd really quite like the missions to maybe have a more like detail into them, and maybe like to give some more variety of guns, and maybe to see, but we have to see where DICE picks it up from Star Wars to keep us updated and like not make us bored. So these are my first impressions, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.